Hello, Newt.
Hey,
Hello,
Tony.
Crystal. How are you?
Up?
Good.
All right.
Welcome back. We're doing another Thursday episode for something modern.
Yeah.
And, I had a hard time picking something modern because, so many movies these days, they love to have a kind of agenda to them, and they love to shoehorn in their politics and lecture you on the rights and wrongs of society. And that's really annoying. It makes picking a modern movie hard. So I decided, let's play it safe. We did the original Wrong Turn.
Yeah.
Let's do the remake of Wrong Turn. How could a movie that was based off a film about mutant cannibals in the woods be super political? I highly doubt it.
No way.
Oh.
Okay, let me just pull it up and we'll all watch it on the screen here. And let's see.
Who's the black fella?
He's a black dude with a white girlfriend in bumfuck Virginia.
Goddamn hipster freaks are the problem with this whole world.
How the hell are we going to dance around all
I
that?
have no idea. Why did they think this was a good idea? Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's time to hack the movies with Tony and Newt and Crystal.
All right, let's talk about Wrong Turn 2021. Because for some reason, they decided to remake Wrong Turn after 5 sequels. And stay tuned toward the end of the episode. I will be recapping 4, 5, and 6 for you guys because people liked me recapping 2 and 3 last time.
They were great.
Too.
Shout out to Joe Lynch for sharing our video
Pretty
because we
sweet.
praised his film.
He liked
Yes.
us and not the cinema snob, so take that, Brad.
Yes, suck it, Brad.
Oh.
Fuck you, Brad. Anyway, that's what you get for putting a video out the same day as us. I think Brad did it on purpose.
He's my height, so I think I could take him.
So yeah, Wrong Turn 2021. Directed by Michael P. Nelson. And I wish it was Michael J. Nelson
Yeah.
from Mystery Science Theater. He's not really known for directing. Well, yeah, he directed Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah.
This movie would have been so much better with puppets, I think.
Yes.
This movie would have been better
That would've
with
been amazing.
anything other than what they decided to go with.
And, dude, who wrote this movie?
The dude, what's his name? He directed Ballistics X vs. Sever.
I don't think he directed.
Oh, he wrote
He wrote it.
Ballistics X.
Wrote it.
Alan B. McElroy.
That's his name.
Yes.
It's on my notes right in front of me.
Yes.
Justin and I saw Ballistics X vs. Sever in theaters.
we have right there.
Which we have
We
right
also
there.
have a poster out in the
Yeah,
hallway.
in the hallway. He wrote Spawn.
Spawn, the movie, one of my favorites.
Halloween 4. Halloween 4 is not bad.
Because it's just a rehash of
Yeah.
Halloween 1. He literally, that was the case of a writer's strike, and I think he just had Halloween on, and he just did it beat for beat
We're
and
just
just
gonna add.
changed
We're
it.
just gonna add a little girl.
It's like, hey, can I borrow your homework? Yeah, change it a little. That's what he did.
He wrote Ground Zero Texas, the Sega CD game.
I never played that one.
Oh, really?
No.
All right. And Left Behind, the Kirk Cameron movie.
Well, he's clearly.
You know what's weird?
You know what else he wrote?
What else did he write?
The original Wrong Turn.
Yes.
He's remaking his own movie. And
Yes.
if I didn't know that detail, I would have been like, wow, this writer clearly didn't see the original, but it is
He
the
did
writer.
see
No, this
thing.
is a spec script that clearly it was nobody wanted, and he goes, Wrong Turn. They were like, yeah, go ahead.
Those movies sell on video.
That'll play
But it
for a
has
week in
nothing
theaters.
to do with the like it's so.
There's 2 callbacks to the
Very,
original.
very few. And the movie stars Matthew Modine.
Yes, it does.
And I think we all know when we think of Matthew Modine, we think of his classic film, The Dark Knight Rises, where he was the police chief in it, I think. And,
His death had to be cut out because it was so brutal. It would have gotten the movie an NC-17.
And you know what? Me and Matthew, I don't know if have I mentioned I'm in The Dark Knight Rises. Me and Matthew, I think we did a great job in that film.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see my co-star from The Dark Knight Rises in
Did they
this film.
cast you in this because of your high school wrestling skills?
Yes,
Okay, that's what I
actually, real quick, when I auditioned to be like a henchman or a cop, they wanted like background stuff, and I'm like, well, I was a wrestler because they wanted like stuntmen and shit. I'm like, yeah, I think that counts.
Can you imagine if you got that and you got like paralyzed forever?
My friend got to be a cop in the movie, but then none of his scenes made it into the movie. He was in the big fight scene at the end. He's like,
okay.
yeah, they didn't use any of my shots. Anyway,
But wasn't also Matthew Modine? He was also in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
He was
yes,
Papa. He was.
yes. Oh,
Yeah.
he's been in.
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't realize. I was like, he looks so familiar, and I just.
He's in 47 meters down. And I
Yeah.
only know that because I took a picture with the cardboard cutout, which We might have access to one, right?
I have it, yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you guys have access to so many cutouts?
Don't worry about it. I took a picture with it. You should actually grab that for something. Anyway, I took a picture with it, and I was just like, because I didn't even know what it was. I just took a picture, like, sad with it, and he, like, liked it on Instagram. Like, I didn't know he was in the movie. I'm like, why is Matthew Modine, other than us being best friends because we're in that movie? I'm like, why is he liking my picture? I'm like, oh, he's in this movie. I still haven't seen the movie.
So we're going to get up on a tangent. The 47 meters down standee is like a shark mouth coming out of the thing, and it was up in the projection booth of the theater, and I had one of the employees who was already not happy to be working for me cleaning up the back of the theater, and I went out on the fire escape, and I went, shark attack, and I dropped it on him.
But yes, let's get into this.
The worst boss ever.
Could we just not talk about this movie?
So we're going to talk
So many
about
better
this
things to talk
movie,
about.
and you know, it's just a regular movie. There's definitely no hot button issues in it. We won't be mentioning any political commentary or social commentary. We're gonna talk about the movie.
Go ahead.
So it begins. Matthew Modine is searching for his daughter.
Yes.
And
Can I just say real quick, really interesting? There's no opening credits at all whatsoever.
Nah,
you guys notice that?
it just, like, starts.
It just goes.
Just
There's
starts.
nothing. It just happens.
there's at least studio logos, I think.
I don't remember seeing it.
Saban's logo is on it.
Yes, Saban. I forgot Haim Saban sold it.
Yeah.
Someone else owns Saban who did Power Rangers. The owner sold it. So now they're doing Wrong Turn movies, I guess.
This movie would be better if the Power Rangers showed up.
Oh my God, amazing.
So yeah, Matthew Modine is searching for his daughter, and he's talking to the local law enforcement who are not taking it seriously based off some photos they saw of the daughter. Moving on.
Yeah,
also,
nothing.
can
No.
I just-
Nope.
Can I just say how the cop just mentions how he's a lucky dad because he has a pretty daughter?
Let's not. Let's just. We're
gonna keep going.
Keep moving. Keep moving.
Crystal, we don't want to divide our audience. We have to ignore every social commentary and political thing in this movie.
We had a meeting about this. Okay, next plot point.
Next plot point. The Matthew Modine, he goes to a local bar, which might have a flag that belongs to certain people during a certain time in America when America was at odds with other parts
Helen
of America.
Hunt wore it on a jacket once, and that's where
Helen Hunt wore it on a jacket
we'll stop
once.
there in the transfers.
So they go to a Helen Hunt bar. And the guy at the bar, the West Virginia local, is really rude to him for unknown reasons. Like, he seems like unnecessarily rude.
Yeah.
He seems unnecessarily rude.
There we
I
go.
want to make
Take
sure
two.
I got it right. And then we get 6 weeks earlier.
I hate when movies do that.
Yeah. And then we get our hikers, our campers, who are all people. They are definitely people.
They're very happy people.
They're very happy
very
people.
energetic, ready to go camping.
Of different walks of life. They are from different, that's how it was.
Let's call it that. Different walks of life. Yes.
And one thing that really annoyed me is the girl is, and not to stereotype, but you've probably been guilty of this. I'm not sure though. I hate when women are like, wow, what a beautiful scenery. That's so great. I need to take a picture. Let me put my fucking feet in front of the picture. Let me make my feet the focal point of the picture.
No, I don't do that.
It's so annoying. They're like, look at this mountain.
I would have a lot more
look at
money
my
if I
fucking
did.
feet in front of this mountain. It's like, why'd you ruin this picture?
Yeah, with your-
I'm not a foot fetish guy.
No, me either.
I have respect if they were like, oh, I want attention and foot fetish people have a lot of money. I'm like, oh, okay, then
But
do
you
it all.
don't know if
Yeah.
that's what she's doing. Maybe
No,
that's what
I
she's
know
doing.
people who do
Maybe
it all
it's
the
her fans
time.
only. For
Just-
her fans only.
Only
Yeah,
fans.
OnlyFans. Whatever
Actually,
it
I
is.
think there is a website called Fans
Oh,
Only.
okay.
Probably.
Only flames.
You know
one for
who has
hoe.
an OnlyFans?
Um.
Tony from Hack the Movie.
Oh, okay. That's not who I was gonna say.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah.
They get a flat tire, and then the lead girl changes the tire
Because
because
women
that's just
can-
something everyone can do.
Yes.
It's a very
Yeah.
common thing, and it's not like the movie put it in to show how awesome she was, because that's a very common thing that people do, regardless of what walk of life they come
are,
from.
what gender, whatever.
And then a woman mentions that she had a very, let's say, hands-on dad.
My dad taught me how to put in a tampon. Single parent. His eyes were closed the whole time. Not a good experience.
Anyway, let's go to the next.
I mean, if that was my daughter, I would call a lady friend that I know to help me with that. But we're not going to talk about that. And then she says girl power.
And then she says girl
say girl
power.
power.
Don't mention the girl power.
Oh, right.
God damn it. And then she says nothing. She says nothing.
No,
she says
nothing.
nothing, and we're going to move on.
Yes, we're going to keep
because
moving.
this is just a simple horror movie, and there are no awkwardly ham-fisted agendas shoehorned into
How many
it.
more?
hurts
How many
already.
more of these do we have?
The kids go to town.
Yeah.
And they're being very rude to the locals because they are assuming the locals are of different mindsets than them, I guess. Am I dancing around this well enough?
And that the locals would not take kindly to the types of individuals that they are.
Yes.
Yes.
What kind of individuals? That's not important.
Different individuals.
Different individuals.
Different. But you know what? It's okay to be different.
Well, I feel like that's too strong of a stance.
Oh, it's
Really?
different is
forceful.
moderate,
Different
No.
exists.
like Italians.
That's really good. Anyway, when they leave the bar, there's just a guy staring into their car,
yeah.
and then they
Yeah.
start like throwing things
And
at
then
him.
He threw a beer bottle
Well, yeah,
at his feet,
that-
and then he vanished.
The dude who looks like Adam Brody, whose name is Adam.
I didn't think he looked like Adam Brody.
I thought he looked like Adam Brody.
I've had a lot of experience with Adam Brody.
Have you?
My sister had a huge crush on him, so there were like Adam Brody pictures all over her room and stuff. So I've seen Adam Brody more than I want to in my life.
Okay.
So he did not look like Adam Brody to me.
I didn't look like Adam
Brody was in Shazam. I
He
let her
was.
know that. I'm like, by the way, Adam Brody shows up in this movie. She's
He
like,
was
what?
supposed to be the Flash in the
That's
George
right,
Miller
right,
Justice
right,
League. Yep.
Right. Yeah, so they yell at the guy to tell him to leave.
And they throw a bottle at him.
they throw a bottle
And they
at
think
him.
that everyone, that one individual in the
They
movie
think
believes that everyone is of a
He
shallow
thinks
mindset.
that creepy guy is representative of a larger population.
There we go.
Yes.
We'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. And then
This
that
is the
night,
most painful
really
review.
hard.
I don't even know what to say. I don't.
Crystal.
Should I just want.
Crystal, how the hell was I supposed to know? Fucking Wrong Turn would be the most politically social justice.
You picked the
woke
damn movie, Tony.
There's no way of
We didn't
knowing.
know.
We watched other YouTubers who did reviews, and they were like, "Oh man, it really stuck with me." And it's like, "Oh, that could be interesting."
Crystal, I watched 6 of these movies. None of them had their politics on their sleeve like this one did. Okay? And I don't want to get canceled by either left or right wing people. So let's just
Hashtag
keep
cancel Tony.
Wait,
let's keep
hold on.
reviewing this as neutral as possible
Let's
for the
get,
love of God.
So goddamn
let's get
painful.
Crystal
Crystal, the
canceled.
show is doing really well. Let's script it for me.
We'll get Justin. He's in the other room.
Anyway,
Okay, moving on.
girlfriend and boyfriend are in their hotel,
Yep.
and the boyfriend is talking about how he wants to build domiciles for non-profit
He wants to create a better world.
because of fuck, can we talk about climate change? Yeah, he wants to make homes and stuff that can sustain some things that are alleged to exist.
It would be a
that
very-
may or may not be backed up by science or debunked by science.
It would be a very inconvenient truth if we were wrong here.
Yes, yes, it would. And when they went, I think the next day they're at the hotel, and an old lady tells them, "Hey, if you go hiking,
Stay on the beat, stay on the trail.
Yeah.
Don't go off the beat.
don't go on any dirt paths." Right,
Yeah.
right, Crystal.
Yeah, you got really upset about that.
Yeah, really
People
upset.
were really like, why does
I like dirt roads.
They're like,
just
why
not
does-
with barbed wire.
they're
on
like,
it.
why does that
Sorry.
girl with that unconventional face hate dirt roads?
So also that same day, while the girl's on a run, she meets two ladies.
Yeah.
The main girl is like talking to them. The youngest girl doesn't speak.
No.
And then the other girl's like, she's like quiet. Are they in a truck? They're in a truck.
They're
right?
in a truck.
Yeah, they're in
And
a
they
truck.
have like jewelry or
selling
something they made.
homemade
Oh,
jewelry.
okay. That's related to something locally, which we'll mention when we get to the twist.
If
But
we
that never
if
pops
we
back
mention it.
up.
Yeah. I get what they were. It wasn't explained
trying.
well, but I know what
Yeah.
it's similar to. So they end up going to the woods in the happiest montage scene I've
Yeah.
ever seen. Like,
They're like, woo, yelling off the thing.
guys,
and
can we
they-
just go to the woods and go woo?
Yeah. As long
Meanwhile, there's like hikers like, what are those fucking assholes doing up there? Woo! But like the
look
music
at those
is so
individuals.
it's got that like ethereal whooshing sound.
Yeah. The score sounds like the Cabin Fever score.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
That was also remade
Yeah.
recently. God,
Oh my god.
I
but it
get-
wasn't as That one still knew how to have fun.
Oh, okay.
And this one is like, nope.
So yeah, then they decide to purposely. This pissed me off.
Yeah.
They purposely left the trail. So they did not make a wrong.
They didn't take a wrong turn.
No.
Once again, no
'Cause
wrong turn is made.
They went to go see a waterfall, and then they wanted to go see a fort from...
period of time.
Oh my God, we
Shut
can
up.
mention.
Shut up.
No,
No, we
no.
can't. A period of time.
When America
Don't
was
appreciate
at
us telling you to
odds with
shut up.
a period of time when America was at odds with other parts of America.
There
They
we
want to
go.
see a fort that is a holdover from that time.
Oh my God.
Okay, I think we're doing
hurts.
it. I think we're doing really well.
Hurts.
Come on. We're still in the beginning here. Come on, we can get this. We can do this.
No one died yet. Are you guys still with us? Like,
Okay. So then some action happens. A giant log starts rolling down the hill.
Can we just ask how a giant log with all those trees, how it doesn't hit any trees? They're just a random
And that
big
everyone
path?
went to the Prometheus school of running away from things.
Something's coming down. You run down with it? No, to the side, guys. To the side.
My favorite part is that they're running past trees.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just get behind the
Yeah.
tree.
Gary gets fucked.
Yes.
Gary gets
Gary,
fucked up.
the poor guy Gary gets just
No, Gary's the luckiest one because he got out of this movie early.
he's completely obliterated by
Yeah.
that
Head
tree.
smash.
And you know what? The tree thing. Well, we'll get to it with the twist.
But they all hit
I
the-
have questions about the
Yeah,
tree thing.
They all hit the trees and they get sent in their separate ways, and then the female individual says to her male counterpart, "You left me." No, we fell down a hill and ran into trees. I've had women in the past who've been like, you walked ahead of me and I couldn't find you. I get that. That was me being like, oh, I was in my own head. There's a fucking tree rolling down a hill.
Yeah.
Guys, there's a log that comes through here. I'm leaving.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, oh no, dude.
Oh no, Crystal.
Right in front of it, trust me. But they only show his head squished for literally a second.
There's a lot of head squishes in this
There's
movie.
a lot.
Yeah.
Every time I wrote down squish, 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 squish.
I actually,
but they don't show it often.
after binging these over the course of a week, I actually didn't mind the toned down gore, and I will
Okay.
explain why later.
There's barely any gore.
Oh yeah, the one thing that I can give them is that they didn't do the musical stingers every time there was a
Yeah.
jump scare. Because like when the lead female and her male counterpart are in bed together at the hotel, someone goes by the window.
Okay.
And there's no musical sting there.
Yeah.
And then when they're in the woods at first, someone's on the other side of the tree and there's no musical sting there.
Yeah.
It's not like jump scary.
You know what movie really sucked at that? The first It Chapter 1.
Oh yeah.
Where there was legitimately creepy scenes in that movie, like when his eyes glow in the sewer, but they accompanied it with the bing,
Well, and they cut
It's
out
like you don't have to
Crystal's
do-
favorite part of the book at the end.
which we'll not mention on this podcast. Oh, nothing.
Don't worry about it.
I legit don't know what you're talking about.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, you don't know. It's your favorite part.
So they're all horrified for a bit,
Yeah.
and the gentleman who was crushed, his counterpart, is upset
Very.
and crying and crying. And the guy's like, "We have to go back for him." He's like, "No, his spirit is gone. He's in paradise
Oh my
now."
God.
Yes,
I
isn't
wrote-
that what he believed in?
I rolled my eyes so hard I hurt myself.
Realistically, it's like, hey, look, he's dead. He's gone. We have to keep moving or we'll die too.
Yeah.
Not, hey, Newt, I know Crystal just got crushed by a refrigerator that was rolling down the hallway and she didn't run into another room. But Newt, we have to leave. Her spirit is one with Gaia.
And I'll
in
be
the
like,
afterworld.
I'll be like, Crystal's dead, and that's terrible in principle. Is that refrigerator okay?
And no one else is really upset at all. Like, they literally see their friend squished and not even phased.
Also, is there a reason that they just don't go back the way they? Oh,
Like
because they left the trail, and I guess they got
Because they got lost, even though the trail's not that far. Also, by the way, they have cell phones. 911 does reach.
Well,
911 is satellite. It'll reach anywhere.
if you are to believe the song 911 is a joke in your town.
What song is that? What?
From, what's the Flava Flav band?
Newt, you're aging yourself
Wow.
right now. You are
Get up,
aging
get
yourself.
up,
so-
get down. 911 is a joke in your town.
Anyway, thank you, elderly man, for visiting the store.
Where are my copies of Matlock?
Actually, there's a VHS box and a Dragnet over there. Does that work?
Heck yeah.
So the next day they wake up, they realize they have slept in a graveyard.
Yes.
I guess it was very dark.
It was dark, and I guess the ground that they walked on was fine. Like there was
Yeah.
no
They
tombstones.
didn't trip on it, putting a giant tent that, by the way, would not fit in any of their actual backpacks. That's a duffel bag size tent. It's huge.
Yeah.
None of them were traveling with a backpack. I realized
Also,
the
wait, wait.
consistency of backpacks in this movie pissed me off.
Oh yeah.
Wait. So it was too dark to see the tombstones, but it was light enough for them to
Put a
put
tent.
those
Do you
fucking
know how
rods.
hard it is to put
Yes.
up a tent at
I
night?
was a Boy
in
Scout.
the
I know how hard it
rain?
is.
In the rain.
I'm pitching a tent right now.
That is a joke that would not be in this movie. But yeah, they find a plaque that says that the land that they're on has seceded from the Union, but it is not related to other
Yes.
Yeah.
places that have seceded from
Happened
other
before.
unions.
It's a declaration pledged in the foundation of America. I mean, the Confederacy. Long live slavery.
Yeah, it's from like 1859.
Yeah.
I almost said 1959.
The
1859.
year before my mom was born.
So in 1859, apparently a group of people seceded from the Union, and that's what they have
We're
seen.
gonna leave it at that.
Let me see here. The one girl sees the mountain girl from earlier in the movie. I think it's the mute girl, right? Yeah.
Ruby or Ruthie.
Yes.
Not mute.
She doesn't talk the whole. I guess she just doesn't talk.
She's just a scared little girl. She's not mute.
Is she scared? She kind of has a blank face the
Yeah.
whole movie. I don't know if she's scared or just brain dead. I really don't know.
brain dead.
Which would be fine. That's totally.
yes.
Actually, that term. Fuck, we can't say brain dead. She's just different.
We'll just cut this entire part out. Oh my God. Can we? Is there a different movie that we can watch?
Hold on.
It's really quick.
Hold on. Hey, Cripple Jesus, I'm looking for a an alternative to the word brain dead that won't be offensive. Do you have any? Cripple Jesus, that's actually more offensive. Why did I even Why did I trust him?
That's on you.
Why did I trust him?
At least you didn't say it.
At least I didn't say it. No. That's why he's not allowed on the channel.
No.
He got sued by his colleges. Anyway. So the one guy gets hooked by a chain and dragged into a hole.
Yeah.
Into a snake pit.
Into a snake pit.
Like, out of all the things, there's a random rattlesnake.
Yes. And then the other hikers. Oh, and his girlfriend disappeared.
Yes.
He was looking for his girlfriend and disappeared, and he gets pulled into a hole.
Yeah.
And everyone else goes looking for him. And then they find a shack. This is the only time it feels like the original Wrong Turn. When they go to the cabin and they see like everyone's like phones and personal items everywhere, the mountain people show up. And they come home much like the original Wrong Turn when they're hiding in the cabin. They come home. And they got their friend Return of the Jedi style on a pole.
Yeah. So they're wearing like ghillie suits with like deer skulls.
Yeah.
I thought the skulls were awesome.
It was cool if Fever Ray. Do you know who the band Fever Ray is?
Nope.
No.
They have a song called If I Had a Heart.
Okay.
It was in Vikings. The song was in Breaking Bad. The video reminded me of that a little bit. It's got this weird kind of fever nightmare.
It reminds me of the new Tomb Raider games. You fight the Baba Yaga.
Oh.
Which is just like a lady who lives in the woods. It's
Baby Yoda?
No, Baba Yaga. The Russian witch. But in the game, it's actually just a regular woman with an antler stuff, and she's giving everyone hallucinogens to make her seem like the Baba Yaga. And when you beat her, Lara Croft gets like a furry suit, which looks like one later in the movie, and antlers, so they kind of look like Lara Croft in that game.
So that they would be a lot cooler if it wasn't lit the way it was.
I guess so, yeah. I still think
I don't think it was
it
that
looked cool in the marketing and stuff. If this wasn't called Wrong Turn and I saw this marketing with like the antlers and
If
stuff.
it was called The Foundation.
Yeah.
Well, that's apparently in another, in Australia or something, it's actually called Wrong Turn, The Foundation.
Oh.
Yeah,
like
the
an
wrong
alternate.
turn title still doesn't make
You've
sense.
done more research than we did. So
Sorry, I researched how to dance around all the stuff in this movie.
So yeah, they're carrying him like they were carrying Luke and Han Solo, the Ewoks. Again, if they went in the woods and they were attacked by Ewoks, this would be a better movie. And Adam comes out of nowhere, and
Dude, Kathleen Kennedy is not going to answer your calls.
She's gonna answer my calls.
Stop trying.
I have a better chance. No, I guess I don't. I mean, yeah, whatever.
Anyway, keep going.
I'm just sad now that I'll never get to write a Star Wars movie because I told Johanna my idea. It's gonna be an '80s teen sex comedy about Jabba the Hutt losing his virginity, and it's called Porgies.
So they go to rescue their
They
friend.
go to the rescue. No. So he's being carried, and then they run out and they're yelling at them, and they're not speaking English back to them.
Which is totally fine
It's fine,
because
you
America is
speak-
a melting pot.
Exactly.
When they just drop them, but they look like they're actually trying to say something. They don't look hostile or anything like that. They're just.
Yes.
But
They-
then Adam comes out of nowhere and just bashes
How the
one dude's head to bits,
fuck?
and the other guy just takes off. Okay,
Just leaves.
Yeah, and then
Again, totally relatable. If someone
Well-
walked in right now and bashed your head, and I'd be like,
I'm out.
All right, bye,
I'd be
guys.
taking pictures, but no, I'd give them money because I paid for that to happen. So then Mina, the girl who disappeared, comes out, and I only remember her name.
Oh, right, because he
How-
killed them for revenge.
Because they think that he killed Mina.
But
But
then-
he was also tied up
But-
with a bag over his head, and then he's just able to stand up like that.
Yeah, but then it's like
And then she appears out of nowhere, and then she's like, "What's
like,
going
"What's-
on,
yeah,
guys?
she's like, "Hey,
Did
guys."
you not see or hear
she
what
goes,
just
"You
happened?
killed
You
an
were
innocent
right
man.
there."
You killed an innocent man. He was tied up with a bag over his head, and they're wearing monster costumes."
Yes.
I can understand where this went south.
Yes, I get. Well, it could be a misunderstanding, but like I feel like that's just based off the information he had at the time.
Yeah.
That's probably
And
justified.
he bashed his
Oh, yeah,
skull.
his head was-
I think it would hold up in court, is all I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, clearly it doesn't, as we find out.
Well, it depends on which court they're in.
Yeah.
So yeah, the girl starts lecturing him on like morality, like how could you do that? And then he's like, we're going to pretend this never happened. I'm not going to a court in this small town. It's like, well, you could go. There's other authorities you
Yeah.
can go. If you don't trust the authorities in the town, you can probably call the FBI
And, you
or
know,
something.
Maybe
Yeah.
that guy goes in, and his other friends in that town, maybe they just hang back,
Yeah.
and everything's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Hold
Did
on.
we also say how their cell phones all got stolen as well?
Oh,
They have
but that's
no
like when their
cell
clothes
phones.
go
Oh, yeah,
missing
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
I questioned that as well, but we're not at that point.
Right. When they woke up in the tent, all
They
their cell
woke
phones
up,
are
Yeah,
missing.
and all the cell phones are gone, and then they end up at that house or
Yeah, the
cabin or
cabin,
whatever, and they
yeah.
see all those cell phones.
But
why
not
didn't you
theirs?
just grab?
But not their own cell phones.
Not their own, but why didn't
Yeah.
you just grab one of those?
'Cause
and
what if
try
they're
calling
locked?
Because they looked old as shit.
Yeah.
They looked really old.
They're all the flip phones.
Yeah, my flip phone.
Well, I didn't know. I don't think there was one iPhone in there.
Hello, Moto.
They're all walkie-talkies.
Please help 911. Send for my Helio.
Yeah.
Remember, send for my Helio.
It's
So
that.
they're walking though, and then Mina starts yelling at frickin' Blondie like, "Oh, your decisions are not my decisions," and just going right into that.
Yeah.
Why do you have to try? What? Like, what the fuck is just happening?
It kind of came out of nowhere. I wasn't really sure, but then a tree man shows up.
And
I
the
was like,
tree
it's
man.
Groot. It's Groot.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the Hunger Games when the one guy like paints his face to look like moss so he can hide
yeah.
from people.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Where
kind
did
of
I
cool.
pull
The
that
one
fucking
it was
reference out of?
It was kind of cool though. The one shot where his eye opened.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, that's kind of neat.
And
Before that though is when that spike happened out of nowhere, where he tripped and that spike flies from a tree and
Oh,
impales
right,
him
right.
into the shoulder.
Right,
And then
they
they're
find-
But it looks like it goes right into his chest.
but then it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It goes into the shoulder. It's a 6-inch
She's-
spike, and they're like, "Oh no, it's fine."
Oh yeah, she's like,
Well,
you're
just-
as good as new.
Yeah, and they just bandage it up with a first aid kit. That's like a nice little
Which-
first aid kit.
Which doesn't make sense because she's not a doctor.
No.
Unlike the original
Yeah.
movie, you had a doctor.
Thank God we didn't go with Justin. We'd be bleeding out and covered in Gengar band-aids.
I'm dying, Gengar.
I need those back for my collection after we get out of this.
So yeah, they all get split up, and the one girl falls into a trap.
Oh,
and
girl
what kind of
dead.
trap is it, Newt?
Well, it goes through her chest, so I called it a booby trap. Like, okay, so this movie goes into. You like that?
You okay? You okay?
I broke.
Come on, come on.
I'm gonna leave.
All right, no, get back here.
No.
We need you.
We need you. We can't do this alone.
This falls into like 80s Italian cannibal movie territory.
Yeah.
Like, she gets cannibal feroxed as fuck, you know?
Yeah, I love the guy leaves her. This time he does leave
Yeah.
her. But
And he says, I'm going to go get help. How did you not get help before? Why now?
And then one of
Now?
here's the thing though. When you're like impaled like that, you can't just take it out of
No.
someone.
Yeah.
Because they'll just bleed out. You need to like get a medic who will saw each individual
Yeah.
thing off and then take him there.
Yes.
Like, she's dead.
No, yeah. And
it's
that's
like-
why-
That's why I appreciate the guys coming over and putting an arrow right
Yeah, they
through
mercy
her head. I was
kill her.
like,
Yeah, one of the
good for
ghillie
you.
suit skull men
Yeah.
Just
hits her with an arrow.
He takes his
Like, oh,
time
they
though.
suck.
He takes his time.
Well, yeah.
He put her out of her misery, and I appreciated that. I was like, girl, you gone.
Yeah, so the mountain people kidnap them one by one, and they actually booby trap the entire woods this time.
Which is what I liked. Unlike the last one, we pointed out that
Yeah.
they booby trapped little pieces, you know. They Kevin McAllister did enough.
But Adam just keeps running and running, and it's like, how do you not see all these traps? You're
Adam-
literally going trap after trap
Because
after
Adam
trap.
is too busy.
You're an idiot.
Adam is too busy calling every branch and blade of grass he sees racist.
yeah.
Because
No,
that's
no, no, he doesn't.
I mean,
no, he doesn't.
with a different point of view.
He's lecturing the blades of grass for their differing points of view.
there we go.
God damn it. Fucking run.
hurts.
Why would they make a social
I'm
justice
starting
wrong
to
turn?
get jealous that some people were impaled right now.
So they're in a makeshift prison and they get let out by the mountain lady from earlier in the movie.
Yeah. Yep. She sort of looked like Fiona Apple a little bit.
She did look
Yeah.
like the
I
her
love
whole-
Fiona Apple.
I'm like, why does her face look so familiar? Now you said Fiona Apple, she looks exactly like
Yeah.
Fiona. So she lets them out, and she brings them to their like
oh wait,
commune.
did we?
Oh, sorry.
Did we skip the flashback, or not the flashback? The side going to the house with the mom and the dad.
Oh,
So we did.
Can
yeah.
we just say
sorry.
how random that part was?
Yeah. What is going on in that scene?
She literally said, the mom literally says the words, we should focus on our boys. So clearly,
Because she's
this
a
is not,
stepmom.
she's the stepmom.
Yeah.
The kids are clearly pretty old.
The kids look like our age, and
Yeah.
she's like, "Get ready for school, boys!"
And after
it's
she
like,
gave them breakfast, I was like, she looks like the same age as them and the same age as the
I don't know. I've seen
stepdaughter.
some hot MILF videos.
yeah, that was weird.
It was so odd.
And I don't
Yeah,
think it
he
ever
was just wondering where, because he's like trying, the dad's just trying to call her and trying to figure out where she is.
Well,
It's
she
been a
hasn't been.
while.
She's not just that she's out hiking, but they've also have a strained relationship because he got remarried.
Yes.
That's kind of what I read it as. So she doesn't like her stepmom.
Yeah, but she agreed to call him once a week.
Yeah.
But she stopped calling for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
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 Clearly 6 weeks.
So
Yes.
that we. So
Earlier.
now we're in the foundation,
The foundation
and everyone has been stripped down to their underwear.
who are
Why?
and the people
Why?
in the foundation are also from all walks of life.
Yes, multiracial, cultural people of all walks of life.
Yes, and yeah, so they're like bagged up, but she can see through the bag this like weird town in the middle of the woods.
I'm
that's
still questioning though in my head though, why are they stripped down? They don't put
That
new
is a
clo-
good
they
question.
don't
Yeah.
put new clothes on them at all whatsoever. They're just bra and panties the entire time. I'm like,
Yeah.
But it's
why?
weird because all the dudes are like dressed like when I go to Target to get like undershirts and stuff like that. They
Yes.
look like the dudes on the packaging. You know.
they all have an undershirt on. I
Yeah.
don't see that many guys always wearing an
And
undershirt.
she's wearing like that weird like.
it's a
bra-
bralette.
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a bralette.
Yeah.
And like it was like no thong, right? It's like everything's very
Well,
conservative
because they're very
looking.
respectful.
yes.
Women don't need to show off their bodies, Crystal. Okay.
Yes.
I'm just
Some
lucky if I
women-
put underwear on in the morning. Like,
Some people used to say modest is the hottest,
Yes.
and I know you don't agree with that, Miss Star of Swamp Zombies too, but
I prefer.
and it's so. By the way, both of those things are okay. You can be modest, or
And
yeah, what are you trying to
hottest.
say now?
Or you could
are
be.
you guys trying to say that I can't get naked?
Let's stop talking about what women should and shouldn't do before we end up writing a Wrong Turn remake that lectures people on what women should and shouldn't do.
oh my god.
They-
So much fun, guys. This is so much fun.
They get taken to court.
Yeah.
And we find the leader of the foundation is a guy with like perfectly groomed hair and a
That
beard.
was my number one note. As soon as he took off his head, I was like, "Oh hey, Silver Fox."
Could you do that closer to the mic?
Yeah,
Could you not
really.
go a
Sorry,
million
I got
miles?
a little hot for
Wow.
a second. I had to move that.
Because she's sitting so close to
Remembering
me.
him.
Yeah, and by the way, him and the other girl, they're like Scandinavian. They sound Scandinavian
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what?
But he's got perfect teeth and a perfect fade.
Oh.
But they live in the woods.
Well, apparently teeth getting screwed up is like from sugar over centuries and centuries. If you find like skulls from like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago, they actually have like fine teeth.
Really?
Yeah, I read that somewhere. You know what? That might have been a
Random
bullshit lie I read. But anyway,
But yes.
Is
he
it like
took
you were
off-
talking about 5G earlier?
yeah. So the elder guy,
Oh,
he
he
basically
is.
tells him like, hey, this is a foundation cut off from the rest of the world, and we live amongst the woods, and you are trespassing here, and you might have killed one of our people. And they're like, they were trying to kill us. And then he's like, let's bring in the witness. And
Yeah.
it's the guy who ran away.
Yep.
And he's like, they fell into our trap, and we tried to help him, and then they killed the
And
guy.
they're like,
We
why
were
were you?
going- yeah.
Why were you dressed that way? And they're like, your hunters dress like that when they go out there too.
Yes.
And I'm just like,
They weren't asking for it based on what they were. Oh my God, the writer did it again.
I know.
He shoehorned another thing and I missed it. God damn. All right. They did. Moving on.
but this could have been a good idea.
Yes.
They were people who. That incident in history that we didn't talk about.
Yes.
They saw that as the end of society, so their ancestors went out into the woods, sort of like Cain and Poltergeist 2 almost.
Right. Exactly like Cain and Poltergeist too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you ever see
Whatever.
Poltergeist 2?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not that good.
But
got a
he's
couple
good.
scares.
He
He's
knew he
good.
was the actor who played Cain knew he was dying of cancer, so he
Yes.
gave like the best performance ever in that movie.
It's just a shame he did it for Poltergeist,
Poltergeist 2, yeah. So this raised a good like. Okay, they're out in the middle of nowhere, and these people, these individuals, they broke their ways, and it was all a misunderstanding.
Yes.
And you could do something interesting with that.
You know what movie does that really well? Tucker and Dale versus Evil,
Yeah,
where all
yep.
the kids are getting killed on accident through a series of misunderstandings.
So okay, I'm gonna mention something.
Okay. Trigger warning?
No, we won't be triggered.
Okay.
Okay, you saw Cabin in the Woods, right?
Yes.
Remember at Cabin in the Woods, each character was an archetype?
Yeah.
Yes.
These characters in this story, the hikers, are a more modern set of
okay.
archetypes.
Okay.
What if this this civilization, we'll call them a cult,
Or foundation, like the movies calls them.
the old archetypes no longer please their god, so they need to bring. What if the girl's boyfriend, what was his name? Darren?
Who knows?
Whatever.
Darius.
Darius. He. Oh, Jesus Christ. What if Darius is part of this, like Midsummer?
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
bringing them there for that. It's because it's like the writer went, man, Midsummer was great. What if we made it stupid? You know? So I was like, just like the first one, I was like,
Before he
they're-
was like, yeah, Deliverance and Hills Have Eyes are great. How do we make it stupid?
yeah. So I was like, oh, that would be kind of a cool idea if it becomes like they're brought there on purpose kind
Yeah.
of thing. And it's like a Cabin in the Woods type situation. Instead, what they did was they were like, no, that dude lied, and now we're gonna fucking cave your skull in.
Yes.
I was kind of hoping for I wanted to see the dad kind of funding this foundation and actually being the ruler from the outside kind of thing. I don't know. I want to see something of.
I wanted to see
want to see
just
them brought
literally
there for-
anything other than this
Yeah.
movie.
Mutant cannibal men in the woods. It's 2021. Mutant cannibal women.
Sure. Well, the second one already did that, and they
did
did
it?
it splendidly.
And then the 2016 Ghostbusters show up. And then the Power Rangers show up.
Anyway, so the head of the foundation mentions how they have no cancer or sickness, which
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think is a stretch.
You
Cancer's
know.
not exclusively hereditary.
And also, how would they know? Do they know modern medicine to go like, oh yeah, he's got cancer? No, they're just sick.
Yeah.
It's debatable what they do and do not know about the outside
we'll
world.
find out. They know a lot about Eddie Bauer apparently. And
So yeah, he's going to put the rest in their version of prison.
Yeah.
Which is the worst prison I've ever seen, because what they do is, and they do it to their one friend, the companion to the deceased man.
Yes.
They get a hot poker and gouge their eyes out.
I put in
How
my
did you feel
notes.
about that?
This was my favorite part of the movie.
Well, guys, we're a couple weeks out from my or past my last eye surgery, so I was not like really a fan. So that's their prison. So they send the one guy in, and then the girl comes up with a plan. She's like, "Wait, you could have use for us in your society." And she's like, "He builds homes that can withstand stuff that may or may not exist, depending on what scientific sources you read."
We also just passed what they actually did to their friend.
Oh, they
That
bashed his head in.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we mentioned it.
We mentioned
God
it.
damn again,
What?
guys.
This is the third.
Crystal, listen. You did this last
No,
time.
she just waits for her turn to talk.
God damn it. Anyway.
I really thought we just passed that.
No, I said
No,
they.
we just had a whole conversation about
He
it.
dies the same way he killed one of theirs. They bash his head in.
Anyway.
I feel like there wasn't enough emphasis on that. Why
do you keep-
That was really cool, though.
Why do you keep letting her come on?
I don't know. So yeah, she's basically like, he can build your shacks better. And then they're like, what can you offer? And based off what the writer was trying to tell me earlier in the movie, I was expecting literally anything other than this. She's like, well, I mean, you could breed me.
Who among your men needs a wife?
I'm
Yeah,
like,
just
oh.
like myself.
She's like, I am young and I have no disease and there's no cancer in my family. And I'm
And
like,
they check
again,
her teeth.
that's not how cancer
I like when
works.
they check her teeth like she's a horse.
Yes. And then she got, what was it?
And then she's
Edith
like, but then
got,
she goes even one step further. She's like, who needs a wife? It's like, your boyfriend's right there.
He's
they
like,
didn't care. But Edith comes over and goes, spread your legs. Very aggressively.
well,
Yeah.
Edith knows what she wants.
Very aggressive.
Calm down,
Yeah, Crystal.
fake Fiona Apple.
Yeah.
Relax. So this works.
Yeah.
The elder guy takes her as his wife. They let the dude join, and he becomes a hunter, and he gets drunk with some dudes, and then the girl goes and cucks her boyfriend with her new husband. And she... I don't want to shit. Am I victim blaming here? Because she kind of instigated the idea.
No.
And
She
then
did.
He's just hanging out in his house. She's like, all right, well, let's go to bed. She grabs him and takes him to bed. I'm not victim blaming. Am I?
No.
No.
And
I
I
would
read
do
that
the same thing in her spot. I'd be like, oh, hey, yeah, I call you daddy, a hubby. What do you want me to call you?
Okay.
He's hot.
Okay. Just-
No? Too much? I don't know.
Well, you just revealed a lot about yourself.
really.
Let me know if you want me to cut that out.
Yeah. Holy shit. I did have another great idea while we were watching this movie, though.
What?
So this is a reimagining of the Wrong Turn series. Here's my idea.
Okay.
Group of college kids go deep into the desert on a college trip, and they come upon an abandoned roadside attraction that used to be a dinosaur place. It's a gritty reboot of the Flintstones. Yabba Dabba Don't Go in the Woods, it's called. And the people live there like it's the Stone Age. Give me my beer back.
Well, that was the worst idea I've ever heard. It's worse than this remake of Wrong Turn.
I don't think so.
It might not be.
Hanna-Barbera, call me. Call me before Kathleen Kennedy calls me.
Okay, so we're back to the Matthew Modine storyline.
Yes.
What is going on with Matthew? Why is he in this? Why is he?
Because they
At
can
least
afford
the
him.
At least the shark movie, the dumb shark movie, played in theaters.
Yeah.
What
Well,
is
this
he?
played in theaters for 1 week. Because
Newt, I highly doubt if the world was still open, this would be playing in major theater chains. I highly doubt it.
well, unless like the guy who plays Luis, like he rents a theater out so his family can watch him. Like that's the only way I can see this
I don't
happening.
think it's going to get major distribution, is all I'm saying.
And at this point, too, there's 46 minutes left in the film.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, this movie.
I was like, oh, this is okay. This is about to end. We just had a Game of Thrones kind of moment happening. All right. Almost ending. No. 46 minutes left. What else is there to happen?
Oh, wait.
Well,
I know.
Matthew Modine meets the hotel lady.
Yeah.
She tells him about the foundation.
Whole backstory time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Make sure we get all that in.
She dropped all that exposition
She's
there.
Not all right now, but she hints at it. She's like,
Yeah.
there's people up there. Then he goes to the bar, which has relics left over from a period in history where America was at odds with other parts of
Helen
America.
Hunt's jacket is on the wall. in
Helen
the
Hunt's
bar.
jacket is at the Helen Hunt bar. The Helen Hunt bar.
humor.
He gets into an argument with some of the locals, and they beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And to the point where the cops come and then just keep driving away.
Well, you know.
Well,
they're like,
just
look, and the
no
other
comment,
ones.
no comment,
No,
no,
okay,
comment,
no.
no comment, no comment about the cops just letting a
But
crime happen.
they just
Shut
start-
up.
I'm not saying about that.
Okay,
Stop.
continue. Let her continue.
I'm just saying these guys just randomly start beating him up out of nowhere after just saying I lost my fucking daughter. Just like you feel so bad. He's like, I just lost my daughter. Really? Fuck you! Just start beating him.
Well, okay.
There is a reason
There's a
why.
reason
There is a reason,
why.
but no one knows that.
Yeah.
I know, but when you find out the reason, I went, well, that's letting them off the hook.
Yeah.
I imagine there's a certain
worst
large group of
reason.
people in this country who are like, yes, this movie gives us a perfect excuse.
Yes.
Off to Washington.
No. Off to Washington State to enjoy some
Scenery with
some
your feet in the
scenery.
picture.
With your feet in the picture, you could go to the hotel from Twin Peaks. It's got a lovely waterfall.
Although one of the guys had a furry hat on, like my Flintstones idea, so we can get that guy. I'm drunk.
I can't believe. I thought we were picking the safest movie. We're picking the safest goddamn movie.
It was this or the one where Nick Cage fights Five Nights at Freddy's, and we picked this.
I will pick Nick Cage anytime.
Anyway. The next day, he decides he's going to go to the foundation.
Yes.
And the hotel lady is like, look, let me tell you more about them. And, okay, let me get my nephew to escort you to the woods. Who is Cooper, I think?
Cooper.
Yes.
And Matthew Modine shows up in his yoga pants, his bright yellow shirt,
And his walking sticks.
his walking sticks, and his yoga mat. And Cooper's like, the fuck?
He's like, you're going to die.
Yeah, because Cooper had a run-in with them, and they shot him with an arrow.
There was
Yeah.
like a warning shot, but he lived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Matthew Modine just gives him $5,000 in a
Yes.
manila envelope. Like, you're up in the mountains of nowhere. Like, where would you get that? Like,
And drove into town and hit up an
A
ATM.
bank.
Hit
Yeah.
up an
They
ATM.
probably do have banks.
hi, can I have a manila envelope as well? And they're like, what do you want, Matthew Modine?
But it
You
was
were
like
in the
kind
Dark
of-
Knight Rises with Tony from
Hack the Movies.
But it was kind of sad about the reason why he wanted $5,000.
Oh, put his kid through school.
He's like, I don't have reason for all the money. I have nothing left in my life except I have a kid I want to put through welding school.
Oh yeah. And they do such a good job with that. They're
Yes.
like, here, if you wear that up there, you're gonna be a target. So
They're like, there's all these traps around, and I'm an expert at this. There's a trap right there. That's a trap right there. And then his friend falls in a hole.
Cooper, his son falls in a hole.
Yeah.
And there's a wire, and he touches the wire, and then the fact that they have, like, I can see the lights above us.
Yeah.
But they don't see the
See a
giant
giant
tree
But
log.
the trap is right here.
Yeah.
Yes.
With spikes
railroad
coming out
spikes
of it.
coming out of it.
And but Cooper's son would have been okay because he was in the hole. Like, he was
The
down.
spikes weren't long enough in order to impale him
Oh, yeah.
So
and the guy in the hole
Matthew Modine left that dude in a hole.
with his
Yeah.
dead person.
Yeah,
Dead person
his
right
dead
on top.
dad above him,
And took his
and
gun.
then took his gun, and he's
Oh.
like, "Well,
Also, why does he not bring his backpack? He has this looks like brand new walking sticks, by the way, brand new backpacking gear. The only people that brought stuff was that guy, and takes a single revolver and a shot out of a flask.
Yeah.
A single 6-shot revolver.
Was it 6
It's
one?
6 shots.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
because I literally count the amount of shots that were
Oh,
taken.
okay.
I wasn't sure they're going to follow with it. It was a 6-shot revolver.
I wish I had a shot right now."
Well, the original
They-
Halloween screwed that up. He has a 6 revolver and,
And
he
he
shoots him
shot him
7
7
times.
That's what I was waiting
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if they were going to do that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't take any survival gear. He doesn't take any extra ammo. There was extra guns on them, and
Yeah.
they did not take the extra guns. He took one revolver and a shot.
Crystal,
and went.
Crystal, are you saying this isn't a good script?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Me too.
It's just nice to talk about a section of a movie that doesn't have some shoehorned agenda or politics in
Yeah.
it. Like you just went on a nice tirade.
Did-
and we didn't have to dance
Nothing.
around anything.
That was nice.
Did he not take the guns because he's?
Shut up!
Oh,
no.
I'll ruin everything.
The dad makes it to the foundation, and he
With
gets
no trouble. No, he doesn't run into any traps.
No, he gets He gets beat up by his daughter's ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
who is now full in on with the cult. And the daughter herself, who looks like Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn
Yeah.
and some Tomb Raider outfits, she shoots him with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
And then this is the weird part where the elder comes out and he's like, no trial necessary, kill him. It's like, wait, what was all that bullshit with the trial
There's
earlier?
no trial. And can we just go say about how she's so great at shooting an arrow in the right spot? It's back to Wrong Turn, the original, where she's so good at shooting a bow and arrow. Now this bitch, all of a sudden,
You know what?
she's only been there for less than 6 weeks.
No, I agree with you. Wrong Turn, the original, she's in a room and the guy wasn't that far away.
Yeah.
I can kind of forgive that one.
Okay.
This one, though, I'm like...
She is a master and right in the same, exact spot. One little bit over could have got his
6
heart.
weeks.
Less than 6 weeks.
I feel like it takes a while, right?
Long time. And she's also speaking their language all of a sudden.
Yeah,
How'd you learn a language that fast?
What is that language?
Rosetta Stone. I like those commercials where it's like on the radio where it's like learning another language. It's like, my husband is from Guatemala. And it's like, you should probably know that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
If you want to learn Italian,
No.
Good.
No, I don't want to learn Italian.
good friend of the show, Trisha's Italy.
I love her show.
Yes.
She's so much better
You
than
should-
Crystal and Johanna.
Agreed. Anyway, she
I
started...
would say replace you and we'll have her on here.
She started a YouTube channel where she talks about like Italian culture and how to speak Italian and stuff, and it's very good.
I loved when she talked about the Exorcist movie that I told you guys to watch that
Yeah,
I had
thanks for
I had
that.
never seen, and then they covered it, and I was like,
So they put the dad in prison.
yeah.
Also, before he gets shot with arrows, he shoots the gun three times in the air.
In the air.
Why did you lose those
I better
bullets?
waste these bullets.
Six
Yeah.
shots, 3 bullets in the air. What?
So he gets thrown not into the prison, he gets thrown into a jail.
Yeah.
And then the girl's like, well, you arrested my dad. Let's have more sex, elder guy. It's like, oh.
Are you kink shaming?
I guess. I don't know.
Well, get rid of her old
but I
daddy,
get-
got a new daddy.
I guess. I guess she did it to make him tired and go to sleep because then she breaks her dad out of the jail.
See, after I finish, I'm more like alert. I'm like a deer. Like I can hear my hair growing.
And you said you knew too much about me.
She breaks her dad out of the jail. And then she tries to go back to society, but she wants to bring her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm not leaving. They see me here. I am one with them. But like in your mind, you're like, he's mad that she cucked him.
Yeah.
He's pretty mad that she cucked him like really fast.
And
So
she's saying like, oh, how are you going to go back to your normal life? How can you live after this? It's only been less than
It's
6
been
weeks.
6 weeks. It's been 6 fucking weeks.
How are you able to deal with the trauma
Belle
of your
was at the
dead
castle
friends?
longer than that, and she had full-blown Stockholm syndrome.
But like your friends are dead. How can you deal with that? You saw them die.
Gary, who got crushed by the tree?
Yeah.
He's still out
He's
there.
still there. The wolves are like, are they coming or what?
Yeah.
Like,
By the way, this foundation, they stole their cell phones and everything. Did they drop the log on them and everything? They're not as nice as they make you think.
no, well, that's
But
the whole
they
thing
never-
is they give you the idea that this is what they are and they have their own ways, whatever. But then they just throw that out the window and they're like, we're gonna set Matthew Modine on fire. They're like, you mean his character? They're like, no, Matthew Modine.
Because they say the traps are for preventing anyone taking their kills and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I get that, but yeah, why take their phones? Why haunt them?
I don't
now
know.
You're against
So they can play
them.
Candy Crush. What else are you doing out there?
What, with your flip phones?
But Ruthie or whatever she was, she's
love
there. She
Ruthie.
like tries to help them escape.
She's badass.
They go into like the tunnels.
Yeah, where a guard is taking one of the blind girls out of the prison
With
and
a
he's
smile?
smiling, and I don't know what that implies, but he gets killed. And
then
with a gun, by the way, she has arrows.
Yeah.
You're trying to sneak someone out of this quiet little village thing that you have. You have arrows that you're apparently a master at, and you shoot them with a gun that's loud?
Yeah.
In a little cave.
But
where
then
it echoes.
here's where I was like, okay, this would be a good way to tie it to the original series because the people down there are like maimed and mutilated and stuff like
Yes.
that.
It's their prison. It's
yeah,
into
so
the,
there's
it's
there's a
into the
way
darkness.
out. There's like a back end to their
Yeah.
prison, and the prisoners never find it because they're blind.
Yeah.
because that's their
Yeah.
into
And
the
then
darkness.
they fucking
Yeah.
eat somebody.
Yeah, they're like
They're cannibals at
yeah,
that
they
point, 'cause
become
they're not
cannibals.
being-
It's the only time there's any kind of cannibalism
Yeah.
in this.
Yeah.
And then she sees Louise.
And instead of saying, "Here's my friend, let me bring him back to civilization,"
She just fucking pops a cap in
just
him.
kills him.
Once again, losing another, and
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
the
Fourth.
That was the fifth.
Fifth?
3 times, shoots the guy that brings the girl out, and then shoots her friend.
I had to keep stopping.
Literally have arrows. That's the fifth one.
I had to keep stopping the movie and walking away.
Yeah.
I mean, oh wait, no, we just watched it right now.
That's right. That's right. Well, you were walking away in the
I had
store.
to walk out in the store to
Yes.
wait on customers.
How did you feel about all those prisoners that had all their eyes burned out?
It was the worst prison I've ever seen in my entire life.
All of them.
You know what movie had a better prison? The Dark Knight Rises, starring Matthew Modine and Tony from Hack the Movies.
Where they cure a spinal injury by just punching a dude in the back a bunch of times.
Yes. Anyway, so not Fiona Apple comes out and she like tackles main girl off the cliff.
Yeah.
And they get into a fight and it goes on for a bit. And then eventually a guy shows up. The girl kills the guy and then the dad kills Fiona Apple. He like shoots her head off.
Yeah.
But can we say the best line
What?
of the entire
Oh my God,
movie?
okay.
I busted out laughing. He randomly the guy jumps out and goes,
I can smell your juices.
I can smell your juices.
To the main girl. So Crystal's on.
What?
Crystal and I were setting up the shoot for tonight and figuring out what time everybody was going to be here. And I said, Crystal. And she wasn't responding to me. Then finally she goes, what? I said, I can smell your juices.
And I haven't watched the movie yet, by the way.
And it was like an open trench. I don't know.
So they're all dead.
Yeah.
They go to escape. And they get saved by the townspeople who they thought had different values than them, but they have since come together despite what those
And they were
values
only
are.
being closed-minded to keep people from going in the woods.
Yes.
Which lets off people with closed minds and saying, oh, we're not actually closed-minded. We just don't want people to get killed by mountain people.
Yes.
That entire scene confused the shit out of me. All of a sudden, you just see them with their guns. I didn't think that they made it that far down the mountain at that point. They only
it's
tumbled down.
It's unclear how big the mountain is, where it begins and ends, the foundation.
When you see them, the truck is not that far down.
Yeah.
It looks like they're at the bottom of the mountain.
Wouldn't it be great if they didn't get that far? It's like that Twilight Zone episode where they think they're on another planet, but they just landed in the desert.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree. It's confusing. So mountain men attack them. Mountain people attack them.
Mountain people.
They get away, and her creepy mountain husband's there with his goat helmet. He's just looking
And they
pretty
throw
sad.
a Molotov cocktail.
But it doesn't
That's
hit
the
him.
only time it looks cool is with the fire.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Then we move on.
We move on to
6 weeks later,
6
maybe.
weeks later. They're in the suburbs, and the girl says, here's the plans, architect dad. And he's like, make sure you're home for dinner. We're going to watch this movie about mutant cannibal mountain
Inbreds,
men.
yeah.
And she goes, ugh, another one of those. I would have walked in and just punched the writer in the face and been like,
It's like
no.
you were responsible
Yeah.
for those, you asshole.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, but this movie, this is the truth. This is the movie I wanted to make in 2003, but Elijah Dushku stopped me.
Was there a co-writer on the first one? I don't have the credits here. I was like,
I mean, the
was
man-
this the movie he wanted to make? And then the co-writer was like, that's stupid.
And they're like,
Make
go
mutants.
write Ballistics X vs. Sever instead. Oh my God.
So she goes home.
Yeah.
And just living a fine life, by
Yeah.
the way. No one's questioning about her dead friends or where any of her friends went. no questions at all.
There's a new neighbor that's coming for dinner. Who is it, guys?
It's cult
Daddy.
leader
It's
guy.
her mountain guy.
Mountain Daddy.
Who's dressed
Stop calling
he's
him
dressed
daddy.
like 1996 Eddie Bauer catalog.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he is dressed
Ruthie.
in
Ruthie.
modern clothing, and he can somehow blend in with modern society
And he knew what
enough to
pizza
put up
was.
an act. Yeah, knows what pizza
Yeah.
is. And he's there. He's like, yeah, we're just neighbors. What's up? And then he's like, I see you're eating for two. She's
Oh my
pregnant
God,
now.
she's pregnant with a mountain baby.
And she
They'd make you kids.
she goes to attack him.
Yeah.
And he kills the entire family, and she kills him. But not really. It's a dream.
Because the dead mother's on the ground and she's like saying something. And
Yeah.
it's all a dream. And then she's there.
And she decides to go with Mountain Man to spare their family. And then you find out he has a Winnebago.
And they all know how to drive a Winnebago.
So-
It's Michael Myers,
Yeah.
the ones from
So-
the first one, the Creeper. They all know how to drive.
So getting back to earlier,
Yeah.
when they were in a truck in town, I think it's a lot like the Amish up here, where the Amish, they reject modern stuff. Not all of it.
Yeah.
There's some misconceptions about the Amish. They're not like
There's some Amish, some are Mennonites.
here's the
Some
thing.
of them
like
are.
the thing was they're
None
not
of them are watching this, so we don't have to dance around that.
I think the whole thing is like they're not necessarily against electricity. They object to being on like a public network or something. There's something like it. I got to look more into it.
Like Texas.
But they do come out. There's like there's Amish markets all over here. We're in Pennsylvania, and they'll come and they'll sell their stuff.
My mom swore that our ancestors were Amish. I swear to you.
Yeah.
We used to have to go to Amish country every time, and she would always buy me one of the faceless dolls and be like, "This is from your ancestors."
Is it like
Mom, I
the
don't
creepy
think
dolls
we're
that we
Amish.
found behind the building? We were
Those were fantastic.
last week. We had a meeting about another project we're going to be doing, and Crystal went into this creepy shed behind the
They
new
told me it was a killer
building,
shack. I was like, let me go.
and brought out these two dolls that they were.
They were ginger dolls. I was like, this is my
Ryan turns
people.
to me and goes, "I'm very uncomfortable about this." These dolls were clearly, if you broke one of them, there was a baby skull inside of it. That's what the kind of dolls we had there.
So
That's fun.
but that's what I think they were doing in town, selling the stuff. So they must have enough. Like the Amish, they don't think they drive cars. They have cell phones. Amish have cell phones, and they have electric lights on their buggies and stuff. So
they have
whatever
to.
these guys are, you mentioned like Mennonites have like tractors and stuff. So
something,
they
yeah.
must know enough about travel to keep, even though they claim to be self-sustaining, there's no reason for them to go into the movie's all over the place. Anyway, so the girl goes with him.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, this is a dark ending for this horror movie.
And then it becomes the funniest comedy movie ever
Yes.
in the history of movies. So, okay. Do you remember the making of the Nightmare on Elm Street, the original?
Yeah.
Bob Shea was like, we don't know how to end the movie, so we're going to just cobble a bunch of endings together. That's what this felt like.
Yeah.
Except Nightmare on Elm Street is a good movie.
Yeah.
And this was a miserable 2 hours and change. So they're driving. The Winnebago's driving, and the credits are rolling, and it starts
It's
playing.
like one static shot for a while.
It starts playing a song.
About unity of a nation and its land and its people.
But it's sung in a really somber way.
Yes.
And this is happening, and you're like, okay. And then the Winnebago swerves and hits like a telephone pole.
Hits a car.
Oh, it's a car. It's a car.
Smashes in a car.
And then main girl pops out and is just fucking stabbing people.
Yes.
So this is all, again,
All one shot.
all one shot. The credits are here. This is the Winnebago.
It's before the credits. The credits didn't happen yet.
Credits are rolling at this point.
No, it didn't. The credits don't roll until they're starting to walk.
No, the credits are rolling before
The
that.
credits have started. They
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
started scrolling,
So-
but I think they started popping up.
Silver Fox Mountain Daddy is dead in the middle of a suburban neighborhood.
Yeah.
And
That wasn't him. That wasn't him
Yes,
that
it
she started.
was.
No, it wasn't. Because if you look back, it's a guy that jumps out. The driver was in a flannel. He wasn't silver daddy, fox hair daddy, mountain guy was not wearing a
Either
flannel.
way, she kills
He was
somebody.
she
wearing
kills
a nice
somebody in the middle of a suburban street.
Yes. And then she walks away with the little
With
girl.
the little girl.
Very slowly.
And no one comes out of their homes.
No.
There's nothing. You hear a giant. I'm sorry, but if I hear a car crash right outside my home, someone just smashed into my car. I'm running out and calling the cops.
And this
There's
isn't
nothing.
this isn't the town from the movie where like
no one's there. It's
everyone's look, we don't want the mountain people to come out, so we just pretend it doesn't happen. Don't go up there,
Yes.
don't go off the trail. This is Matthew Modine's white people neighborhood.
Yes.
And
You
no,
know?
they didn't drive that far from her house. How did her stepmom and kids not run out and be like, what the fuck?
So
just
they
happened?
walk away holding hands with Ruby, whatever.
Ruthie.
And the credits are rolling, and the credits just stayed
Yeah.
That
over
was
the
annoying.
dead guy. And I was laughing so fucking hard in in the video store
Yeah.
where we were. And then the movie
Ends.
starts over.
What
Yeah.
happened? I was like, did I just get a random version? Was this messed up?
What did you watch on? Well,
I watched
well-
it on Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Amazon
that's right.
Prime.
You watched it on Amazon with
Yeah.
us in the store.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
So
yeah,
on
on video.
Amazon
Guys.
Prime, I wonder if they uploaded like a screwed up version.
I asked Justin if you edited this movie.
So it's like, so the credits play, and then the very end, it's just random shots with no audio. It's the shot of them driving past
West
the
Virginia sign.
and then it's the graphic for the title minus the title. And then it's the same scene of her walking just without the credits
Yeah.
or audio.
And I
There's-
thought that something was
yes,
wrong
I-
with it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, maybe they're showing an alternate ending. That'd be kind of cool.
Three Finger
Nothing.
shows up, you know?
Anything. A fucking car goes right through. I was actually waiting for a car to go through that street and hit Ruthie and the girl.
I think it's like a mistake. I think whatever editing timeline they had on, maybe they had some random stuff at the end and that made it into the Amazon Prime version.
That was so weird.
Or maybe they just needed to.
That was you that time.
Ghost.
No, it's not. My thing's on airplane mode, you asshole.
Somebody
Anyway,
just dinged.
I think maybe they just needed to pad the runtime
Runtime
out,
to get to
so
2
they just
hours?
replayed the really long credit scene minus the credits. I don't know. I think it's a mistake
had
in
to
that
have been.
specific
It
copy.
had to
This
have been.
movie.
Look, I'm never gonna watch this goddamn movie
ever.
again. If you guys are at home, watch this on anything other than Amazon Prime
And tell us.
and let us know if it had the weird after credits B-roll.
Yeah, the credits were done. I was like, wow, there's a whole nother like over 6 minutes left. It has to be a little extra.
This movie
No.
was miserable.
So that was the movie, guys, and I
That
think
was
I
hurt.
think we
Hurt.
cleverly danced all around the politics and social commentary because we don't want to upset our viewers.
Seamless.
Seamlessly danced around it. Yeah, this is bad. This is clearly not Wrong Turn.
No.
Clearly, the writer wanted to tell a different story, but he probably couldn't get backing unless he attached his previously successful
But
franchise
it brings
to it.
me to the concept of, is this a person who hates, and is this a person who despises woke leftist culture, or is this a person who's super left who doesn't know how to write? Because I'm confused as to
don't-
what this
I
is
don't-
supposed to be.
I don't know, and we shouldn't comment on it
Yes.
because we don't want to divide our audience. Anyway, so this was miserable. I think we all hated it.
Yeah. Can we watch a better
Well, except
movie
for
next time?
Yeah.
except for Crystal, she
Oh,
seems
yeah.
to her daddy kink kicked into gear there.
Sorry, we could throw that
Creepy.
chair away.
Do you guys want to know about Wrong Turns 4
Please.
through 6?
I'm out of
Yes.
beer, so tell me.
Okay, so I put on Wrong Turn 4 from the director of Sharktopus. Wrong Turn 4 is a prequel.
Okay.
It shows the three killers from the first film. It's them as young boys in the insane asylum. They break out.
Okay.
They kill everyone
Can
in
you
the.
say insane asylum?
Well, we're past that part.
Oh, okay.
we're talking about a different movie.
Oh, all right, good, good.
They break out. They kill everyone in the insane asylum, and this is when the series turned to torture porn. It goes all in on torture porn.
No.
I'm not a big torture porn
No,
guy.
it's like turns into like the Saul and Hostel movies. I
It
just
really
don't see
did. It really did.
That was you.
That was
That
me
was
that
fucking
time.
you
That was me
asshole.
that time. It was probably Justin.
So then it cuts to winter of 2003.
Okay.
But nothing else about the. Does it go back to the insane asylum at all?
Yeah. It turns
Okay.
out the insane asylum is like their winter getaway. And actually, they actually had like an actual hospital to film in, like a shut down hospital. And the setting's really nice. I like the snow to change the scenery. You son of a bitch. You get one more time and I'm throwing that thing.
I will hand it right to you.
So yeah, a bunch of teens are going to ski. They're on their snowmobiles and they get caught in a storm. They go in there and they get attacked by the mutant cannibal guys. And at the end, they get into their creepy car and it's like the weather's changing and they're going to Wrong Turn 1. But actually, before that, this movie was kind of forgettable, but it has one of the greatest endings, and I made sure to send Newt
Yes, you did.
I was
the
here
greatest
when you
ending. Let's
did.
play the
I
clip I
showed-
sent Newt. So that was the funniest thing in the world.
That was amazing.
Overall, the movie kind of sucks, but it doesn't look too bad. It's supposed to be West Virginia, but it was clearly filmed in Canada, and the actors are like really struggling
None
with
of
the
these
accent.
films actually were done.
Yeah.
Most of them were done in Canada, and this one was this reboot of The Wrong Turn was actually done in Ohio, by the way.
Oh God!
Out of all places.
It's been a bad
Nothing
week
was
for
actually
Ohio.
filmed in Virginia or
So-
West Virginia.
So then, Wrong Turn 5.
Oh, good.
This is signed. We'll explain that why.
Yeah.
Wrong Turn
Oh, you
5.
have to sign it still.
No, she
I
did.
did.
Oh, you did?
Wrong
Okay.
Turn 5 Bloodline, starring Doug Bradley. This is a follow-up, same director. This is also a prequel in the year of 2003 was a
prequels.
very busy year
The
for
year
these
of our
mountain men.
Lord.
Do you know who Doug Bradley is playing in this film?
The dad of them?
He is supposed to be the one-tooth gas station dad from 1 and 2, but he plays the character completely different. He looks nothing like him, he acts nothing like him, and he talks nothing like him.
Imagine they can't get that guy back from the first one, but they can get Doug Bradley.
The makeup effects are absolutely abysmal, and I love the three finger in this movie. I love that there's a gif of him going from this movie because it looks so stupid. The one cool thing when Doug Bradley kills the girl at the beginning, her hand gets cut off, and then the words "wrong turn" show up above it, and her hand goes "fight."
That's pretty cool.
that's
I
good.
like
So
that.
in this town, there's a festival called Mountain Man, like
What?
Burning Man.
What?
Yeah, so the whole town is at this festival, and there's just a little town square there, and the mountain men come to start killing people. And Doug Bradley gets arrested because he tried to like trap them, but then cops showed up, so he's arrested. The mountain men are coming to break their dad out of jail, and there's a bunch of
It's a
teens.
loyal family.
Yes, there's a bunch of teens teaming up with the cop, and the funny thing is that the town square looks like a sitcom, like alley, like when in Seinfeld when they're outside walking on the street, it looks like it's a very, very tiny town.
Like when we
square.
were at Paramount.
Yeah.
We went to the Paramount.
Yeah, but it is like I know for a fact they keep showing the same like 4 buildings because I know I'm like once you make that turn, it's
like the
it looks like Universal Studios.
Yeah, or like 89 Batman. There's just 3 streets in Gotham
really
City.
is, yeah.
Well, there's the Monarch Theater.
Finn Jones is in the movie for 5 seconds. Iron Fist, Netflix's Iron
Yeah.
Fist. He's in the movie for 5 seconds because it was 2012. He was a no one back then.
Well, that's like Henry Cavill was in one of the Hellraiser movies.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I think 8. Yeah, so that's pretty terrible. They break Doug Bradley out at the end. He gouges the girl's eyes out, and then it ends with him implied that he's going to rape the girl. It's pretty messed up.
Does all the wrong turns have eye gouging in it?
Yeah, they all have eye injuries.
So this
Even the
is
one
your-
I like, Wrong Turn 2, has a double eye injury.
Wow, this must be your favorite series.
No, I fucking hate it.
you
The
wanna
only
watch-
worst series is See No Evil because it's all about eye
Gouging. I'm a fan.
Wrong Turn 6
Oh, good.
is also a prequel, but also a reboot. It is a prequel that ignores the other prequels.
It's a pre-boot?
It's a preboot. About the same 3 mountain men.
Okay.
In this continuity, there is a big hotel in the woods, a big fancy hotel, and this guy finds out that he inherited it because he was adopted. He didn't know his family, and he found out that his family left him this hotel.
Is this the Overlook Hotel from The Shining?
Or the
No.
one from The Beyond?
No.
Which also has wonderful eye gouging in it?
No. So he goes
movies
there.
have eye gouging?
Lots of
He goes there with his friends for some fucking reason, and the mountain men start attacking. You find out that the caretakers are like incest people, and they also have a foundation. So they're part of like the mutant family.
Yeah.
And they want this long lost relative to come back in and impregnate one of his cousins.
Wasn't that like the Texas Chainsaw one where that hot chick from the girl from the Baywatch movie?
Oh, Alexandra
Yeah.
Daddario. Oh my God, it is exactly
Yeah.
like
Wait,
that.
what?
Yeah.
Alexandra Daddario, A Texas Chainsaw 3D.
Yes.
It is basically that story.
Yes.
Really?
It is legit that story.
Where it's supposed to be a direct sequel to the first Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
but
set in modern day. So
it
they
makes
just
no sense.
The tombstones, all the dates on it are just covered up. So like, nobody will figure that out.
Yeah. This one is full on torture porn, and like it feels like a Cinemax late night special. Like literally, a girl is masturbating while watching 2 people have sex in an insane
2
asylum.
people? So that is way more than the one we just watched.
Yeah. Oh no, this
Like-
series really ramps up the nudity and the porn, but it's like this feels like Cinemax. This is
Yeah.
weird.
Well, that's-
and also they're not just like mountain men and stuff. They're also like in a cult, but for some reason only those 3 guys look like weird mountain people, and everyone else just looks like they live in the woods.
Do you see why I saw the first one in the theater? I don't really remember
Yeah.
it. I watched the second one because you recommended it, and
Yes.
it was enjoyable.
Yes.
I will never watch any of these.
They shove a fire hose up a guy's butt, and his belly pops like a balloon. And it ends with the dude deciding he loves his mountain family, and he kills his girlfriend. And it ends with him impregnating his cousin, who is now like a amputee, while the 3 mountain men wear coat hoods and watch.
How much is there? What? Like, is there?
Don't. Can we?
So that was the Wrong Turn series.
Miserable.
I will revisit 2 many, many times.
2 was fun.
I will never revisit these sequels.
Can you have us watch like a fun?
Can we
movie
Eternal
or something that we
Sunshine these
like?
movies
Yes.
from our brains?
However, if you would like to watch these movies, I have my 3-pack here and this copy of Wrong Turn 5. These are the only ones I had physical. We signed these. You can have these movies from the Talking About Tapes episode. We'll have a link in the description to show how you can own these movies. You want to win this one. You don't want to win this one, but you might win this one. But at least we signed both. So check the link in the description.
That'll be worth cents.
Yes. Check the link in the description to see how you can win that. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Check out our socials.
Yeah.
And hopefully next time we'll pick a movie where we won't have to constantly dance around hot button issues.
Or that we like.
Or that we like.
So now that it's done, we can talk about the things that we couldn't talk about in the video, right? Like, can you believe that entire car?
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our other videos and Patreon page.
Talking about tapes.